What is on top of the deck? What is on top of the deck? Oh, it's Lightning Helix! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Welcome to Hunt the Week.
Hello everyone and welcome into the show. Welcome in each and every one of you gingerbread men, women, you fairies, you rats. Oh, you dirty rats. Every single one of you out there in the wilds of Eldrine, and boy is it wild out there, I tell ya. I am your host with the most, your Don John DeMarco, your Goku-er go home. I am a 3-time top 8er, a 2-time league winner, and 1 time I got knocked out of the league. Just once, just one time ever. But yeah, I was knocked out this week. Unceremoniously, but hey, I finished 11-11, which means I get my buy-in back, and I get to play again. So hey, yeah, a free spin around the wheel for me. I will take it. That's always kind of the goal. Just do well enough to come back and play again. And I hope you are doing well out there, as we are in week 5 of Wilds of Eldrine, getting ready to wrap this thing up. We're almost done with it. This is the last week we cover it. Next week we got something new, we got something exciting, and we are going to get deep into it as we know our role.
And I quote, "You know your damn role, and shut your damn mouth."
That's right. As I record, it is 3:35 p.m. on Thursday, and this is your Wilds of Eldrine Top 8. In first place, Nick S. Najisi, been there all league, 20-5, having the league of his life, this guy. And 20-5, he's locked. He is locked for the top 8. Zach Carr, 19-6. I believe Zach is also locked or very close to being locked. Then you have Miranda L., Black Canary, the Great Watcher, who I'm going to be meeting. I'm going to be meeting them in a couple weeks. I'm going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth for SCG Con. Do they call them cons? I guess they call them cons. But SCG, Fort Worth, I'm flying down. Going to meet up with some of the Texas people. If you're there or if you're around, come on down and play some Magic. We're going to be playing some Magic. Going to be super fun. Going to finally meet some people in the league, hopefully. Me, Chris R., my brother. It's going to be a good time. Then you have Jondrian J. Jondrian, 17-8. Sawyer T. Soy Boy, 17-8. Only 5-0 on the week. Sawyer really just helping me out this week by going 5-0. Also the guest on the show this week. So, when I asked him to come on, he was 3-0, and he finished out the week strong to prove that he deserves to be a guest on the show. Then we have Jordan M. JM-Tron, 2 Diskers back-to-back, 17-8. Sawyer takes Mom, Jordan takes Whoa. We talk about it later. Raphael F. Prudent, 17-8. Don't listen to what this guy says. You might beat him on the modal floor, but it's all a ruse. It's all a joke to him. He plays his heart out, 17-8. Here he is again in the top 8. And then you have Pierre-Marc PM Duguay, and Pierre-Marc is trying to set a record. Trying to do something that has never been done before in League, which is top 8 with penalties. He had 2 games lost without packs. Had two game overplay. And he's in the top 8. So right now he technically should be 16-6, which would be a great record. Fantastic record. 16-8, he's barely in there. But I've been watching his games, and his deck is scary for the amount of packs that he has. I am rooting for Pierre-Marc to kind of do what has never been done. And 2 whole packs. Not like he had one game, missed 1 pack. Who cares, right? It's just 1 pack. But 2 packs. This guy is really trying to do it, playing his heart out, playing his best Magic. I salute you, Pierre-Marc D. PM Duguay. And I hope you get it done. And this is Wilds of Eldrine Week 5. Like I said, I was knocked out. My deck was fine. Nothing special. I just think that's how I feel about this format. I'm just not super into it right now. Was pretty into it for the first 3 weeks, as I am with most Magic sets, right? But right now, I'm kind of over WoE, not playing a ton of WoE, and I'm knocked out, so I don't have to play any more WoE. I also got knocked out of Johnny's Brawl side tournament that he's doing last night by Wyatt Hot Dolphin, so thanks for that, Wyatt. Always love playing Wyatt. Wyatt's a super fun guy to talk to, and a great player to be added to the server. I love having you out there, Wyatt. Yeah, how are we doing? WOE versus Mom. Nick S. Najisi only has 5 packs, but he's got some Mom in there. Miranda, I've seen Miranda. Miranda's pretty heavy Mom. Sawyer, very heavy Mom. Jondrian, heavy Mom. Pierre Mark's got some Mom in there. We're about half and half. About half and half in the top 8 right now with Mom versus WOE packs. But right outside that top 8, the 15 and 9s, 15 and 10s. Oh, it's a big old chunk of Mom players out there doing their dirty, dirty Mom packs, doing their thing. As always, we are getting ready for Week 6. If you're new to the league and if this is your first Week 6, they're going to post a bunch of primers. They're going to go over it. It's different than the other weeks. The main thing you need to know, the main thing, you got to play your games early. Get your games done by Monday, Tuesday. Don't come looking for games after Tuesday. You're not going to find a lot of games. A lot of games dry up quick. Message people, set up your games, try to get them out of the way over the weekend. If you're waiting to get your games in, you probably won't get your games in. And don't underplay. It's really bad to underplay in Week 5 and try to find matches in Week 6 because there's just not a lot left to go around. I wish everyone that makes it to Week 6 good luck. I can't wait to see what you do with this mega draft. Are they just splitting the mega draft half WOE, half Mom? Is that how they're gonna do it? That's a funny joke I'm making. But yeah, there's a lot of big names right outside that top 8. We're gonna see how they do, and we're gonna see who can clinch this thing up. But we got a whole new league coming just next week, and we gotta talk about it a little bit because I am excited. Let me tell you. Where do we go? Announcements tab. Click on it. Scroll up. Here we go. Introducing Ixalan Remastered. We are going back to Ixalan, everybody. Dinosaurs, Morefolk, and vampires. This was an aggressive format. This was a fast format. This was attack, you're dead. Lots of cool, fun cards here, though. Lots of things that flip and do things. Lots of really fun, neat stuff. Famous cards, big cards, splashy cards. Let's read what they wrote. Ixalan Remastered is our own customized set of 286 cards drawn from the original Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan sets, tailored for a special 3-week AGL sealed league before we venture into the caverns, which is the next Ixalan set. So Ixalan. Everyone gets a starting pool of 6 packs of Ixalan Remastered and 1 additional punishment pack of Ixalan Remastered for each of their first 5 losses. Full list of cards compiled by Johnny M. Johnny and for inclusion in packs of Ixalan Remastered is available here. But that's not all. Every pack of Ixalan Remastered will include a card from a specialty tailored bonus sheet of 63 unique cards from across Magic's history, selected to build set synergies and boost set strategies. But that is not all. Yet again. And this is a super cool mechanic. I love this, but I also... Oh boy, I'm going to hate it if I don't get it. That's my thing. That's not all. Whenever a player reaches 10 total matches, so you go 5-5, 6-4, you're knocked out at 6 losses. So 5-5, 6-4, 7-3, 10-0, let's say. Whenever you get 10 matches, you will ascend the city's blessing. Now you got to have 10 permanents of any kind, right? That's the lore in the Vorthos here. City's blessing, 10 matches, you ascend, and you get a bonus pack of 10 random rares and mythics from the Ixalan Remastered set and Ixalan Remastered bonus sheet. Sign up is live now. Please go sign up. Please sign up. I signed up. And you should sign up. And sign up by they're doing a thing right now where if you donate to some of the people who make stuff, you get a free league entry for this thing. Please do it. Everyone do it. I would have done it in a second, but I'd already signed up. I would love to give them money. In fact, I'll probably still give them a little bitty bit. But I love that they're doing this sign up by donating to our partners and friends because everyone needs your support. Everything takes time, right? Everything costs money. So please go support those people. And so this is a new set, mixture of Ixalan and Rivals of Ixalan, basically a cube that Johnny made and a curated pack, a curated bonus sheet full of rares and mythics and commons, uncommons. They've got links to what all the cards are if you want to take a look and see what it's going to be like. But I think the Ascension thing, super awesome, very flavorful. 10 extra rares, 10 extra myth, I guess 10 combination, rares, mythics. But that is such a cool idea, and I am going to be so mad if I do not get one of those packs. If I get like 4 and 6 and I'm knocked out, I'm gonna be so mad. So I love it. I think it's a super cool mechanic. I just hope that I can hit it, because if I don't hit it, I'm gonna feel like it's just a normal league, and I want this. This thing is so cool and so exciting that I just want to do it so bad. I want to see what these packs look like. I want to know what it's all about. So I got to do at least 6 and 6. That's at least as good as I got to go. Which, that's not too bad for me. I can do that, and so can you. We can all do it. We'll pull together, and we'll all get our crazy bonus 10 rare, 10 mythic packs, and we will see how it goes. And this week I saw how it went when you go 5-0. That's right. Join me as we let the celebrations begin.
Where once were contenders, now are befrienders. Let's celebrate lasses, celebrate lasses, celebrate lasses, celebrate lasses.
This week I talked to the one, the only Sawyer, Soy Boy. Third, fourth appearance on the show? I don't know. Sawyer came on a lot when the show was just getting going, when I wasn't having a lot of guests on. Hasn't come on probably in close to a year. He's a disker. He's a programmer. He's a league committee member. Sawyer does a lot for the server, for the channels, and he's a great player. He's also one of those guys that top 8's like every other league. He just does very well. So I had a great time, sat down and talked to Sawyer all about himself, the WOE League, and what else is going on in the league. And we're going to listen to that interview right now. All right, everyone, join me as we let the celebration begin one last time. This time with Sawyer T, aka Soy Boy. Welcome to the show, Sawyer.
Thank you. It's rare to hear Soy Boy said out loud. It's such an online name for me. But
is there a story behind Soy Boy? I've got to know. I love getting the name behind people's users.
Well, it was a thing my parents would occasionally call me as a kid. And then I kind of found it funny as it got co-opted by like these alt-right people as a term for like beta liberal cucks.
Sure.
Or whatever. And like, I don't know, I really like the urban dictionary definition of Soy Boy. Really, it cracks me up. It's like a guy who like only pees sitting down and like eats really healthy and like supports women's rights. And I'm like, I have no problem with any of those things. I'll embrace it.
What a terrible slur.
Yeah. So I don't know. I find that kind of funny. But it is some of my like students, I think, discovered it was my username on Discord or something, and they've been giving me some shit for it.
Well, I think that's fair. I think that's really, again, it's there's way worse things. The Soy Boy.
Oh, definitely.
That guy likes to eat healthy and be nice to people. So what's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Well, we know when you started to play Magic. You've been on the show a few times, Sawyer. In fact, we were just talking real quick before we started. You came on, I think, 2 or 3 times really early on in the show's run. You came on for a league in like week 5 or 6, then won that league and came on again. So it's been a little bit since you've been on, but I'm so happy to get you on for WOE League. And you just had a 5-0 week in WOE League. Yeah, what better person to talk to about it? I can't believe the luck here.
Yeah, I mean, I did it all for you, John.
Hey, I appreciate. I wish someone else could make a podcast so I could 5-0 to get on their podcast. It'd be really great. I'd love to know, how is your WOE League going? What brought you to this 5-0? I don't know how you were doing earlier, but I've been reading the top 8 names, and that your name's up there now. Wasn't up there before. What's going on? What's different?
I had a rocky start. I think I was like 5-5 after week 2, and like started off week 3, I think not that great either, and it was looking grim for a second. And then I went like 4-1 last week and 5-0 this week. Brought myself into the top 8, feeling good about it. It was mostly a color change. I had been like green black, I think, and I switched to red white. And it was just like, oh yeah, I like playing aggro. I should build an aggro deck, and I started
I,
doing much better.
I was just gonna guess, like, did you start playing red? Was that the change?
Yep. Yeah.
Um,
And I kind of needed a critical mass of those cards, but I hit it. Yeah.
it's always better to come on a streak later in the league than it is, or like it's always great
Mm.
to start strong, but then it always feels bad when you kind of peter out. But
Yeah.
man, if you like start off a little bit, not great, and then you start bringing it on, you get so much confidence. I feel in your game,
Mhm.
um, and like it just feels so good. Here we are, week 5, a 5-0 going into week 6. You've been here before, you know what you're doing, and I'm sure that's got to feel like what a comeback for you.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. This is one I kind of thought I was out of contention based on my early results. So I've been pleasantly surprised. And I haven't been playing much Magic outside of League these days. I've been kind of busy with Frisbee and school. So
Mm-hmm.
it's nice to be able to stay in this league all the way to week 6, hopefully beyond.
He still got it. He still got it, folks. Even when he's busy and when he's not playing Magic, you can't take it out of this guy. He's gonna play aggro and he's gonna 5-0 you. I see you've been taking, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you've been taking mom packs. Um, was that an easy decision for you to go mom over woe? What was that like?
It wasn't actually. My first pack was Whoa,
Okay.
and then I took a mom pack, and then I went back to Whoa, and then I've been all mom since then.
Okay.
I think so. I had 2 wilds packs, but yeah, I was kind of thinking because I didn't see myself going into blue black, that
Mm-hmm.
mom was like less appealing for me initially. But then you just look at the list of rares and mythics,
Yeah.
and it's just like even the cards that were like not top tier bombs in mom are still top tier bombs in any other format.
Yep.
So like I opened 3 copies of the like 3/3 angel for 3
Oh,
that
the
flickers something, like
Gilliper
Guardian
something.
of Girapur or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, which is like kind of unassuming. It wasn't like nobody would list that as like one of the big bombs from Mom, but
No,
it's just so good.
no, it's a 3/3 flyer
Yeah,
for 3 is great. And then the
yeah,
flicker effect is, so easy to take advantage of. Like, oh my
yeah.
God. Yeah, and
Um,
it's coming down on woe. So you teetered a bit. You went woe, went mom, went woe, went
mhm,
back to mom. I think you made the right choice after I'm out now, 11-11. I went all
mhm.
woe. Uh the mom packs, they're just coming in hard this week. I feel like this is the week where
Yeah,
I'm really feeling the difference in the mom versus woe power level.
yeah, yeah. I had twice this week people cast the like Invasion of Fiora or whatever against me, the like board wipe.
Yep.
And somehow I had like I looked at both people's pools, but because it's like a sideways card in sealed deck.tech, it just like hadn't stood out to me. And it was like, oh, there's nothing I need to be afraid of. And it's just like one-sided board wipe because they've got some legends out or indestructible creatures, and
Sure.
very painful.
It nothing
um
like that in WoW, right? Like
yeah.
there's like one board wipe in there, and I'm not really seeing it get cast ever.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's not that good. I
no,
have 2 copies. I'm not playing
two
them.
copies and not playing them. And
Yeah.
you're in white.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I know you and the Discers have your own super secret server, right? Like I'm sure that thing's wonderful. Um, was there a debate in that server or between the Discers about Woe versus Mom before we started? Because I've noticed like you've got Mom. I see Jordan is still on Woe pack, so there is, people haven't figured out what is the right thing to do here, right? We're still figuring it out. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a little bit pool dependent. I actually, as fun as it is to imagine, we have this like super top
oh,
secret
it's got to be amazing.
server
Cody's server times
full of
10.
great strategy. It's actually it's more just like a group of us have started playing in-person Vintage Cube
Mhm.
recently, and so there's just like a little channel in that Discord for I think there are only 3 of us in this AGL league.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I think it's just Jordan and Daniel and me this time.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, the 3 of us will like occasionally occasionally post things. But it's pretty quiet. It's more like Jordan and I, because we play frisbee together.
Sure.
When we're doing our like warm up lap and like doing our stretching, I'll like stand next to him and be like, so like, what are you gonna pick, mom or whoa? And all of our teammates are like rolling their eyes at us. But yeah, I think he's mostly stuck to wilds because he has a really cool build that's like all around green white enchantment stuff with that rare that copies an enchantment.
Oh yeah.
And he's like really gone off with that. There's some cool screenshots that he shared. Or maybe some of you listening have been on the receiving end of it.
Oh boy, hopefully not too many.
Yeah, it gets going with the sagas though. So he's got a unique build that I think is well suited to some of the WoE synergy cards. But even he is feeling the power difference in these later weeks. Yeah.
Well, I remember in week 1 when people started taking mom packs, and it's like you don't think much of it. It's like, but you wait till weeks 4, 5, and 6, when though it's those cards are like really starting to fill up the pool, and you really can see the difference again between mom and WoE. And again, I still think WoE is good, and it's fine in its own little bubble, but you start bringing in all these crazy cards. Oh my gosh, there's just they get the companions going. You get it's just a lot, and so many rares per pack is the other thing.
Yes.
It's like 3 rares in this pack, and they're all decent.
Yeah. No, absolutely. There's been some discussion in the main channels already of like some feedback of like I don't ever want to play mom again, and I will not be the one to defend it. I'm ready for it to move on. We needed to see how overpowered it was, but I think its time has passed.
You ran the experiment, right? It's always like, well, just let them play it out, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
and it's like, all right, well, we did that, and we'll see how you guys fix it. I'm excited to see what the solution is. I'm sure there's something cooking up.
Yeah, and it is really hard to tell until you actually play with it. Like for example, people thought Bro would be overpowered because of the artifact slot, and then it really didn't feel like it there was a league I think where people could choose Bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, but mom is next level.
And it's like 1, right? Like 1 seems super powerful, but I can't imagine anyone like that's such a commitment to try and make that work. That good on you, but like it's gonna be tough.
Yeah. A lot of the power in mom is just generic power. It's not like synergy power too. So
yeah, just strong cards, first strike, death touch. Oh, that's fun. That's a couple of them in there that do that too. Oh, not just the one.
Yeah.
Well, you are one of the programmers that programs the bots, and whenever there's something wrong, I always see people tag Sawyer. Hey, Sawyer generated something weird. I'd love to know what has been one of the harder things for you to program for the league, because I have no idea how any of that stuff works. I just one day it's there and it works beautifully. So what has been like something that's way more difficult to implement than you would think that it was?
I think one of the things that's really difficult is that it's hard to test out mechanics in like a robust way until they're actually launched. I've got a little bit better infrastructure in place, but there was a while where I would just kind of like write the code and do some light testing and hope it worked, and then inevitably people would like break it and I'd have to figure out what went wrong. I think that happened with one league. It wasn't too bad. Investigate was probably the trickiest.
Okay.
Where you could like investigate and re-roll an old pack.
Yeah.
No. You know what it was? The hardest was the like choose A or B. That was
I remember that one.
Which was that Brothers War?
Yeah, because it was the Mishra pack and the Urza pack.
Yeah. Because the bot just like had to keep track of all these past things and like crossing things out, and the messages might be way back by the time you respond to it.
I remember that because people take so long to like figure out which pack to take.
Yeah. Or somebody like plays another match before they've chosen one, or Yeah, that was tough. And then recently I've been trying to do the pool tracking things. And that's kind of tricky just because all of the calls have a chance of failing. So like if a pack's generated and it tries to write it to the sheet, that write might fail, or the pack being generated might fail, or there are just like a lot of things that can go wrong.
Yeah. And if any of them do, ooh.
Yeah. So the pool tracking seems to be going pretty well right now, but that's one that like feels a little House of Cardsy to me. We'll see.
That's been a great addition. It took me a while to like figure it out. And I don't know why, but yeah, I do still do the add pack almost every time. But I love that that's there because it's like whenever I'm like, man, where's my current pool at right now? What am I doing? Instead of trying to figure out, the last time I added a pack, no, I missed a couple. Just go in that nice sheet and see your pool there and everything. Oh, so easy.
Yeah. And I think we'll maybe get to this a little bit later in the podcast as well, but pool tracking is really exciting to me because I think it opens a lot of doors for future mechanics that involve more pool manipulation over the course of the league.
People have really been, and I know I really like the more out there leagues, the plane chases, the Lord of the Rings, these different things where different things are happening. And having my pool messed with. Oh, that sounds fun. That sounds like a fun thing to do. I'm into it.
Cool. Yeah.
Sawyer, I would love if you could compare each Disker to a plane or planeswalker. Okay, now as far as the Diskers, it's and I could be missing some here. Jordan, Jake C, the man Mulcahy, Daniel, Trevor, and was there one more that came in late? Or are there more popping up all the time?
They're more popping up all the time, but Nathan W played for a league or two.
Okay.
One of them he entropied out with 0 wins, I think, but
it happens.
Yeah. But he and Jordan were partners for Neon Dynasty.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm prepared to answer this for the 3 people who are in the current league.
Yes, I would love to hear it.
So I think Daniel has to be Dominaria.
Okay.
Because he's got that like kind of old school Magic vibe a little bit. It's like been around forever. He knows the scene. But also because Dominaria often has like the domain stuff, and Daniel is always going to find a way to fit all the colors in his decks and play all the good cards and somehow still win.
I love it.
So I think he's got to be Dominaria. And then I think I am Gideon because every time Gideon is printed, it's just like another white beater card that has abilities that feel the same as last time you saw it. It's like it turns into some creature and it attacks and deals damage and maybe has some other text on it. So, and I feel like no matter what I try to do, I always just end up eventually running some kind of aggro deck. So that feels like Gideon to me. And then Jordan, I think, is probably just Jace. He's just like the unstoppable smart one who always comes out ahead. Or if he were a format, he would be Vintage Cube.
I saw someone posted his trophy record the other day in Vintage Cube, and it was insane. He was like top of the charts.
Yeah.
That guy, man, he's just unrelenting.
Yes. No, he's a scary Vintage Cube opponent, and really opponent in any format.
Opponent, that's the thing. It's anything. We could be in like historic brawl, and I'm like, oh no, it's Jordan. Who knows what this thing's gonna do?
Yeah, taking down that Johnny's side quest with like a thrown together last minute white deck.
Right.
That went undefeated. Yeah.
I mean, it's just like Jordan is such an inspiration, I think, for people in the league as like someone to look up to and aspire to, and even just getting like a game off Jordan. Oh man, it always feels like an accomplishment. I mean that in the nicest way possible.
Oh, I feel exactly the same. Yeah.
Are you playing in any of the brawl leagues that Johnny's doing right now, or you played in the last one he did?
Oh, sore subject. Yeah.
Oh no.
No. I did. Well, I joined the Wilds one and just immediately got knocked out in the first round.
Oh, who was
Um,
your commander?
I was playing Totentans, the rat one,
Oh yeah.
red black rat one. Um, yeah, and it just didn't work out as well as I had hoped. It was just way too hard to stick my commander. There's like so much good removal.
There is.
And having the commander get removed and just getting like a 1/1 rat, the rest of the deck wasn't good enough on its own.
You
So
can't just make
yeah.
that 1/1 rat turn into anything special.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's fun. I love the process of deck building for those. I think it's so cool to have a constructed format that's completely unique, where
Yep.
you can't just like find some net deck. Everyone has to figure out what they think is gonna play out well.
Yeah.
I think that's a really fun challenge.
It's super fun. And then trying to go through all the cards. I'm real bad at finding out the weird Jumpstart and Modern Horizon cards that are in there that I never think about.
Yep.
Those are the ones I need like a list of or something.
That's well, that's my strategy. Like I start off by the first thing I look at is what are in my colors, like what are the commons from MH1, MH2, Jumpstart, and like Alchemy, if that's allowed, I guess for uncommons.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of busted stuff in there.
Oh my gosh, that stuff is like so crazy.
Yeah. Another kind of pro tip for that, if people don't know, is that you can sort cards on Scryfall by EDH rank.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
So you can see what the most played EDH cards are, which it's like not the most accurate because a lot of them are multiplayer focused cards.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of cool to see. There might be like some staple that you missed over. So
what a good tip. Get in there in the side events. Look for these tips from Sawyer. Sort by EDH rec. Get your Popper Historic Brawl commanders ready, everybody.
Yeah.
Well, Sawyer, I asked the league for questions, and we got a few this week. As always, we got some fun ones for you. Raphael F. Prudent, we covered this a little bit, but we'll do it again. Why not? He wants to know, what's life like in the Discord chat, and do you guys pre-league talk strat, etc., etc.? It sounds like it's mostly on the disc field.
Yeah, it's more of a field thing. But yeah, I don't know. Our season we've got nationals in a week and a half. So and that's it for the season until next spring. So I don't know what we're gonna do. We might have to go back into the Discord after that.
just go in there and really just get your own super secret. Like get a server within a server.
Yeah.
So nationals, that's you and Jordan are on the same team. How big of a deal is nationals? Explain this to me.
I mean, for us, it's a big deal.
It sounds like a big deal.
It is, yeah. So it's the top teams from around the US.
Okay.
They qualified through like sectional and then regional championships. And then they come together. It's kind of like, I mean, I've been trying to understand the whole like store championship regional qualifier thing.
Yes.
And it's kind of like, because there's like store championship and then regional qualifier, like RCQ. Wait, no, our store championships, are they RCQs?
I don't know. I think store championships are just like fun things.
Okay.
But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't play in them.
So maybe I'm totally wrong, but I think there's like RCQs, which qualify you for the regional championship. And then you've got the regional championship. And if you do well on that, you make the Pro Tour or something.
Okay.
And in Frisbee, it's kind of like sectional championships qualify you for regional championships, which qualify you for nationals. So it's kind of like the Pro Tour of Frisbee. But it's a single event every year. And Marcy and I are playing on this Bay Area team. But we'll be playing against teams from, all over the country. The top 16 around the US and Canada, actually.
And am I wrong? Have you guys won this before, or have you gotten
we have
far before? You have, right?
Yes. Yeah, we've won. Marcy's got more championships than I do. He's been playing on this team longer, but there was one that we shared. So
that's really cool. Jeez. Give someone else a chance. Let someone else win some stuff, you guys. Come on.
Well, it's been a while for us since we won, but we're looking good this year. I don't know.
Hey, I'll be rooting for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Jeremy E. Lorgoif would like to know, and that you've been in the. What was your first league, if you don't mind me asking?
My first league was Vow.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
Did you come in from a Reddit? How'd you find
Um,
it?
it was the Lords of Limited Discord, I think.
Awesome, so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I think you one of the few people that didn't come in from Reddit. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you've been around for a while. You've been in a ton of leagues, league committee member, bot programmer. I hear you're very tall, but that's irrelevant. What has been your favorite league mechanic so far? And are there any promising league mechanics that you're brainstorming that you would like to share?
Okay. For favorite mechanics so far, I think Plane Chase and Lord of the Rings has to take the cake.
Cool ones, yeah.
It's just like 6 weeks is a long time. And I don't love that people can just like find this amazing build week one or really good deck and just kind
Yeah.
of like run it through 30 matches. It just feels like so much. So I really like mechanics that force people to get more creative with their deck building. Obviously we're not going to do that every time. I know that some people prefer just like being able to ship their same deck week after week and not having to spend as much time on the deck building portion. But
Yeah.
I really enjoy the leagues where you are repeatedly challenged in that way.
I agree. They're a lot of fun, and maybe it's just the last few draft sets haven't like super caught my attention, but I do find by like week 3, week 4, when I'm kind of done drafting the set, I'm kind of starting to get a little bored with the league too. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm playing more WoE games with my WoE deck, doing my WoE thing. It's like, oh, I'm kind of over WoE. So it is nice to have that change to be like, if you were to tell me, oh, I had to play blue green and I could only play spells, I'd be like, oh, okay, well let's now it's interesting, right? Now I'm using my brain a little bit more.
Totally. Yeah. It's a tough balance of you want people to feel constrained, but in a way that creates like more decisions for them as opposed to restricting decisions. So like there have been some times where we kind of missed on that. I think the Lord of the Rings, the one where you had to play, I guess it was the odd even one was maybe the most restrictive. Or maybe the ones where we like forced certain color pairs. And a lot of those people felt like it's like I'm just putting all my cards of the color in and playing it. So that's not as fun.
And a lot of that is also like it's all about the set and what that set is doing. Like in Lord of the Rings, like if you weren't playing red black, if you like there was the do you play red black or white green week that was almost there but didn't make it. But like that set would have never made that week a competitive week for anybody on one side.
Yeah.
So it is always really interesting to see like how you guys like if it's not great draft set, how it reacts to the leagues of the rules of the league, and do you guys make it better? I've seen that happen a few times, and it's been really fun and really cool to watch.
For sure. Yeah. It's always things are always evolving. And we're still learning a lot about what things work and don't. So
and can you share? I know we don't like spoiling league mechanics before they happen, but any promising league mechanics that are just being brainstormed? We can get a tease.
Well, I kind of hinted at this before, but I'm really interested in some mechanics that involve a little more shifting of cards. So it used to be almost impossible to remove cards from somebody's pool. I don't think we've ever had a mechanic that did that. Because there's just no good way to track it. Like the bot can add a pack, but it's a real pain to like export your list and edit out the card or set of cards or whatever. But now that we have all of the individual packs tracked on the spreadsheet and full pools, and it seems to be working consistently, we could do something like, you always have 9 packs in your pool, and whenever you lose, it like rotates, or when you win, it rotates, or things like that. Or elements where packs or individual cards are like removed and added. There's a lot of room for that. I don't know what it will look like yet. We haven't really gone that far into details, but I'm excited for it's a new design space is what's really exciting about it.
Super fun.
And then similarly, this could also tie in like this idea of more like narrative adventure. And I like the idea of, right now there's just a punishment pack when you lose, but we could have like events that happen that are randomized by the bot when you win or lose, or maybe under other conditions. And this like exciting random thing that happens that might involve
I
like
love
gaining
it.
cards or losing cards or
So cool. You're the 100th person to generate a pack. Congratulations. Here's an extra thing. Like,
yeah.
I love it. That's so fun.
So yeah, playing around with some of that stuff as well. I guess both of those mechanics involve some heavy lifting on like the bot side. But if I'm really excited about a mechanic, I'm always willing to put in that work. So
That's so cool.
it could happen. Yeah.
Oh, that all sounds really exciting. Oh, please, everyone, start thinking of cool, fun things that we can make Sawyer program, no matter how difficult.
And I would love suggestions too. Like if anyone hearing this is inspired by any of these things, post it in the league crafting.
I am. So please, I hope you guys are. So take what he's saying and if it gives you an idea, type it, post it up. That's how we get new things to happen and things to change. 100, you open 100th pack open, you get a prize, extra rare for your pool. Here we go. Well, Sawyer, it's time for Steve Stumper.
Steve Stumpers.
I'm just a puzzle guy.
Oh gosh.
I know. I hope you looked into
I've
this.
been dreading this moment. Yeah. I did look at it.
Steve, he comes for all of us, much like entropy. Your Stumper is Amos controls a Gaia's Avenger and Morganda petroglyphs. His opponent Natalie controls 6 artifacts. Amos casts Saw in Half on the Tree Folk. After it resolves, Natalie casts That's Mine, creating a 7th artifact. What are the power and toughness of the Gaia's Avenger copies?
Yeah, so this is a weird one.
Of course, it always is with Steve.
And I decided not to look up any rolls.
I love it.
Because that felt like cheating. Because the main question is, does the text on Avengers that says its power and toughness are equal to 1 plus the number of artifacts your opponents control, is that an ability? Or is that like part of its power toughness definitions? And I kind of think it's not an ability. I kind of think it's almost like the text boxes in the corner just say like power is artifacts, toughness is artifacts, which might be totally wrong. But for some reason in my head, that's how I'm interpreting it, which would mean that it is pumped by the petroglyphs.
Okay.
And the petroglyphs isn't just a huge red herring. Okay. So if that's the case, then the Avengers would initially be a 7/7, right? Because there are 6 artifacts.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, a 9/9 because of the petroglyphs.
Okay.
And then when it gets sawed in half, I think saw in half like sets the power and toughness of the copies, which I want to say would like overwrite the initial ones. Does saw in half round down or up? Do you know?
I can tell you that saw in half rounds up.
It rounds up.
Yeah.
So that would mean that the copies are 5/5s that no longer have the artifact ability, which, because it's not an ability, which seems crazy. I feel like I must be getting this wrong, but in that case, the 7th artifact coming in would not affect anything, and I'm gonna just guess 5/5.
Ooh.
And am I very wrong?
You're very wrong, but you're close. You're wrong on a couple things. So here's okay. Steve's explanation.
Yeah.
The tokens are 6 6s. The Gaia's Avenger starts as a 7/7. It is an ability.
Okay.
So it isn't affected by the petroglyphs. But Saw in Half creates the copies with a base power and toughness of 4/4, but it does not copy the ability from the Avenger. So because the copies have no abilities, the petroglyphs gives the tokens +2/+2.
Right.
The extra treasure does not matter.
Okay. So I was wrong about almost everything. But I did get the fact that Saw and a Half will set the power and toughness.
You still
Kinda.
were pretty close though. You're still if you would have got there at 6'6", I still would have said, "Hey, you still got it."
That's cool though. Yeah.
Yeah, this is again, Steve. He comes up with these crazy questions, and I love
Yeah.
that he does it.
They're great.
They are great, and they're so hard.
Yeah.
I'm not a rules guy. Like that's just not what I do.
Yeah.
So fun, and so fun talking to you, Sawyer. That's gonna wrap up our interview. But thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's always a blast, John. Thanks for having me.
Hey, I love having you come on. I love it when I get to play against you in events. I love everything you do for the league. You know, you're such a wonderful staple, and it's the league, like I said, league committee member, league winner. You're always up there in the top of the charts, and you're now 5-0 this week, making a push to come back. It's great to see, man. I love to see it.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck out there the rest of the way, and I can't wait to see what you guys have coming up in the next league.
Yeah. Have a good one.
Thank you. Again, I love talking to Sawyer. I love the idea he had for what about a league where you lose packs, you take packs out, we mix things up. Oh, I hope that comes to fruition. And if that gave you any ideas, if that gave you an inkling for a league idea, please post it, tag him, league committee, league crafting. I guess league crafting, not league committee. I'm old school. I've been here since before league crafting. Okay, but yeah, go to league crafting and say, hey, what if we every time you lose back. I mean, that's not a good idea. But whatever your idea is, that is much better. Post it and talk about it, and we get some cool new leagues. Share your ideas, as we used to say when I was a filmmaking major. There's no bad ideas in brainstorming, right? You throw your ideas out there. If they're not good, it's fine. No one's gonna really make fun of you. You just say your ideas, and if they don't work out, they don't work out. But maybe they will. Something that you might think is dumb, everyone else might think is really cool, and we're never gonna know if you don't say something and put it on our radar. So please get out there, get excited for this Ixalan League, finish up your WOE League, and some people did. Some people did finish their WOE Leagues, and we unfortunately need to say goodbye to them. Sometimes things aren't as sweet in Sweet Tooth Land as you would like, and these ones just succumbed to the sugar rush.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal, so you get nothing. You lose! Good day, sir!
Jeremy E. Lord Goif. Oh, Jeremy. Jeremy had a really cool deck. Jeremy's a really cool person. That one is... first name of the week, too. Oh, Jeremy. Daniel G. Frisky Hobbit. Tony G. Why Not Rock. Paul G. The Dragon. Kevin I. Knee, 1993. Wyatt C. Hot Dolphin. Ron C. Lenore. Bob P. Hit. I love Bob. I gotta get Bob back on the show. Lot P. Lot. John P. Goku or Go Home. Now that's a name, huh? Goku or Go Home. Wow. What a guy. Eric S. Smite. Dan A. The Beat Down Bringer. Ryan D. The Slickness. Big names. There's a lot of big names down here. And here's another one. Justin P. Code Pigeon. You ever heard of him? Maybe this guy. Steve T. Strout. Another big name. Noah B. Cisco. Warren M. Link the Planeswalker. And I'm reading your name, Damien, just because it's Thursday, you're 5 and 7. You're entropying out, buddy. I know you are. Damien S. Butt Crack Magic. Michael M. Atom Bomb. Devin L. Dalapi. And then Pedro D. Goombasa, the friend of Jack Rakic. Not the Simic part of Rakic, I don't think. Just another friend. Adam S. Wisma. Not everyone can make it to the end, right? It's hard. Leagues are hard. The Magic's hard. There's a lot involved, and I tried telling people all the time, like, even if your pool is great, even if your deck is amazing, there's so much luck, so much variance. How many games did you win or lose in this league because you kept a bad hand or your opponent, mulliganed down to 5 and just couldn't do anything? There's a lot of luck in Magic, and you got to play your best and do your best. And even if you do, you're not guaranteed to win, right? Like, that's not the game we play. We play a game of skill that also has a lot of luck involved, and that's what makes it fun. right? If it was just skill, the good players would win all the time and it wouldn't be fun for everybody. But everybody's got a shot any given Sunday, as my good friend Al Pacino likes to say. So as we get up ready for week 6, and as we wrap up WOE, because of course this is the WOE wrap-up episode, next week we get ready to start the Ixalan 3-week saga. 3-week saga, 3 chapters in a saga. Maybe we got something there, guys. Maybe we do a saga league. And each week the chapters tick. Saga league? Anybody? I don't know. I had an idea while I was recording. Look at that. And if you have any ideas at any point and any time in your life, well, I hope you get to keep a good 7. Of course, because that's part of the game. And I hope that the shuffler's in your favor, because, like I said, there's a lot of luck, and that shuffler is 100% luck, buddy. Unless you're doing any kind of weird manipulation, any brainstorming, any topping, I don't know what you do. But hey, you need the luck along with a good 7. It all goes together. It's all the pieces of the pie that we all love to eat deliciously after our Canadian Thanksgiving that was just had by our Canadian friends. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to all of you out there. And I'll see you here next week. Bye, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Wilds of Eldraine. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 rat tokens on my board, so come on, let's ride to the attack step around the corner. I'm gonna swing all in, but my opponent don't wanna. Enchantments are going deep. I guess that's why they call it power creep. I got sorcerer, wicked, hero, and more. And as I continue, I'll bargain galore. So what can I do with all this food on my board? To me, value is just like a sport. Anything aggressive, I'll swing it and I'll pump it. Just missing the blast from the trumpet. A little bit of Rowan in my life. A little bit of Rankle by my side. A little bit of Kenris, what I need. A little bit of rats, that's guaranteed. A little roll token on my guy. Bargain it away, that is the life. A little bit of fairies, here I am. Wild of Eldraine is the plan. Wilds of Eldraine. Swing in, swing out. Move your tokens around. Get your phase in the air and your rats on the ground. Take a card from your yard, put it back in your hand. It's a bomb back and you play it again. Put a card from your grip and bargain it. Nice. Get the value and you're feeling alright. A little bit of Rowan in my life. A little bit of Rankle by my side. A little bit of Kenris, what I need. A little bit of rats, that's guaranteed. A little roll token on my guy. Bargain it away, that is the life. A little bit of fairies, here I am. Wild of Eldraine is the plan.